Today, I'm going to share with you the only trading indicator I truly swear by. My name is Sylvia and I've been in the trading game for over 12 years now, and honestly, it wasn't always smooth. There was a time when I blew up 3 small accounts in a row, and it wasn't because I was lazy or undisciplined. I was showing up every day, glued to the screen, watching every setup and following every rule. But still, I would get in trades too late, or I would hesitate to enter and miss the entire move completely. The only consistency that I got was my bright red P&L every single week. And honestly, I started wondering if trading worked at all. It's not like I was not trying, I was studying charts every single day. I wasted my entire weekends backtesting setups. But no matter how much effort I put in, nothing ever stuck. Everything felt random. One day would work perfectly and the next day total failure. It wasn't until I found this one indicator and tool that I will continue using for the rest of my life. And the crazy part, it's simple, like ridiculously simple. And that's because it's based on structure and logic. So the setup that I use every morning, it's called the opening range reversal, and it happens every single day within the first 15 to 30 minutes after the market opens. It's a super powerful structure because it lets us catch the high probability reversals before anyone else sees that and catches on. So if you're showing up every day, putting in the work, but if you're stuck in the frustrating cycle of inconsistency, this video is for you. On this chart, I have here the stock RDDT, and the first thing we want to know is how far this stock can realistically move today. This is where our ATR indicator comes into place. So you want to open up the daily chart and you want to click on your platform on indicators. Then you want to type in average true range and add it to your platform. Now I want you to look all the way down to the ATR and see the number on the right side. We have here the number 861. This means that this stock moves on average around $8 per day. This can be to the upside, to the downside, or a combination of both directions. So this information is crucial because if the stock moves $8 in the first 30 minutes of the trading day, chances are that it won't go further higher. The majority of the move is already done. And at that point, I will no longer be looking to chase breakouts or chase trends because again, the move is already done. And unfortunately, this is where most people get trapped, including myself at the beginning. This right here is that same stock RDDT and the 5-minute chart. And at the beginning of my trading career, I would look at this chart and I would think this looks like a very nice uptrend, and I would buy here at the top of the range, put my stop loss right underneath, and I would try to get 1 to 2 risk to reward because this is what everyone teaches. But again, I would ignore that crucial information of the average range that this stock moves per day, which is in our case $8. So I would enter here and put my stop loss below. But normally the stock would reverse and here is what would happen. Boom! I would get stopped out and I would not understand what happens. Even though this stock was bullish, I am on the wrong side and somehow I managed to catch another loss. The problem here, this stock reached the peak of its range. So it reached $8 and chances are it won't continue further higher, even though it is bullish and it looks bullish. And what I did not understand back then, I was putting myself in the worst possible spot in terms of probabilities. So instead of chasing a trend and chasing the breakout, now we're going to be looking for a very specific signs of exhaustion, and we're going to be looking to trade that reversal to the downside. So in this case, we're going to be looking for short entries. And the reason why this works so well is because institutional traders know that. They are not chasing the top of the range. They know that this is where stop losses sit and this is where liquidity is sitting. So instead, they are placing their sell orders and short sell orders around this area. And we want to join them and be on the right side with the institutional funds and traders. So step number 2, it's all about what happens right at the open in the first 15 to 30 minutes. In other words, we will be looking for the perfect sucker move using ATR and liquidity zones. For that, I will use the stock PLTR and in the second example, NQ, the Nasdaq futures, because these are the two assets that I recently traded live in our trading community. Now let's start with PLTR. This right here is the daily chart and we have our ATR on the daily chart and it shows the number 620. This means this stock moves on average $6 per day. Now let's switch to the 5-minute chart and see what happens right at the open. As we can see, right at the open, this stock shoots straight up $4. So that's exactly the move we want to see. We want to see at least 60% of the average range, and we want to see that it goes straight into the previous resistance zone, or in other words, liquidity zone. As we can see right here, this was the previous high, which is the top of our box if you have watched the box video. If not, I will link it below. And so we want to mark this previous liquidity zone because we want to have the combination of these three things: range, at least 60% of the average true range, and liquidity zone, which is the previous high, and the sucker move, which is a few green candles in a row straight into resistance. So why is that important and why do I call it the sucker move? It's called the sucker move because it sucks new traders in and traps them on the wrong side. This is where institutional sellers are starting to sell. They're looking for liquidity and they are not chasing at this point around this zone. Most likely they have there a lot of sell orders. Therefore, we want to be looking to short and not chase a buy. So now we don't want to jump in right away into that zone, even though we know that the stock reached 60 or 70% of the daily range. What we want to be doing is we want to look for a very specific candlestick formation. And I call this candlestick formation the pitchfork. So what exactly is the pitchfork? In our short sell example, this is 3 to 5 green candles in a row straight into the previous liquidity zone or resistance zone. In our case, that is the top of the box and the previous daily high. Then we want to see one red candlestick first. This is going to give us the clue that they are more sellers stepping in and serious sellers stepping in before we push the short sell button. In our case, we have right here our red candlestick, and so the entry will happen right underneath that candlestick if you want to have more confirmation, and the stop loss can be placed slightly above. So I'm going to enter a short sell right here because this is exactly what I did in our live trading community, and I want to show you how that exactly looks like. So I'm going to drag my stop loss slightly above just in case, because you don't want to get stopped out for no reason. So I always like to leave a little bit of a room here and not choke the stop too tight. As we can see, the stock starts to go further lower, and this right here is a very nice potential take profit area because this was the pre-market low and it acts as a liquidity and support zone. So if you're looking to take your profits quickly in the morning and be done for the day, this is a perfect opportunity to exit your trade. Also, you can drag your stop loss. So if you want to be out of the risk and you don't want to be emotionally involved anymore in this trade, you can trail your stop above each candle. So you can put your stop here or lower, and then at some point it's going to get hit for take profit. As we can see, the market continues further lower. I'm dragging my stop loss further lower, and so I got stopped out here for a very nice profit. And now, of course, the trade can continue further lower and you're out of the trade, but I'm personally okay with that because this was a very nice quick trade in the morning and that's all I want to take right here. Therefore, I'm done for the day. Now I want to show you one more example on the NQ futures because that's what I traded also live in our trading community. So that right here is the NQ futures and the daily chart. And we're going to follow the exact same process. First, we want to know how many points that asset moves on average per day. And for that, you want to put the ATR on the daily chart and look at the recent number. In this case, it shows here 300. This means that on average, the Nasdaq moves 300 points per day. Now that we know that, we're going to switch to the 5-minute chart, and in step number 2, we want to mark the most important recent liquidity zones. For that, I'm going to zoom out a little bit so that we can see better. We see this here was previous high acting as a liquidity zone, therefore I'm going to mark that. And we have one more important high right here, which acts as a liquidity zone as well. And we have here the lows, which I want to mark as well. So now right at the open, remember what we discussed. We will be looking for the average range. We want to see fast and explosive move into one of these zones, either to the upside. In this case, we will be looking for a short, or to the downside. In this case, we will be looking for a long. So I want to see this sucker move in the first 15 to 30 minutes after the US market opens. On my time zone, this is 6:30 a.m. PST, Pacific time. So you gotta convert for your time zone wherever you're trading in the world. Now I want to hit the replay button and show you what happens right at the open. As we can see, the market opens and shoots straight towards our second liquidity zone that we marked. And so now that we have our sucker move, which is 3 to 5 green candles in this case in a row to the upside into the previous liquidity zone, we want to be looking for our very specific candlestick formation, which is in our case the pitchfork candlestick. So before we jump into that trade, we see we're right at the upper part of our liquidity zone, which is perfect. We have a very nice move straight into that zone. And since the open, which happens on the futures, by the way, the previous day, we reached almost 70% of that move to the upside. So we have these two criteria that are filled. Number one, that asset went straight up and reached 70% of the average true range. And number two, we have our sucker move, a few green candlesticks in a row straight into our liquidity zone. So now we want to be looking for that pitchfork candlestick formation, and I want to see one red candlestick first before I enter a short trade. As we can see right here, we have a very nice wick on the top, went slightly above our liquidity zone, meaning there was enough liquidity, and we see that John Wick candlestick that we like using here, which is a very nice long wick on the top of the candlestick, and our first red candlestick, bigger red candlestick. Now the entry can be placed just underneath that first red candlestick. So in this example, the entry can be placed right here, and the stop loss can be placed slightly above this zone. Now I'm going to enter a short sell position because this is what I exactly traded live in our trading community, so that I show you how that looks like in real time. So stop loss can be placed slightly above, and in terms of take profit, I want to observe how the price reacts around this zone, because this was the breakout zone. Now the trade is moving in our direction, and if you want to be out of the risk and not be emotionally involved in that trade, you can drag your stop loss towards this zone here and just be out of the risk. Don't worry about that trade. So we're trailing that stop down in our direction, and this way, you know, you're not going to be emotionally involved and worry what can happen next and so forth. So we're reaching here this previous zone, therefore I'm going to drag it further lower, and in case it reverses, this is a very nice profit and I want to be out of the trade. As we see, I got stopped out here. The price immediately reacted to this area, which is the previous low, and this is normal. This is why we're marking these liquidity zones, which are the previous highs and lows, and we want to observe in real time what is the price action around these areas. So this is how you can spot these nice opportunities, which include using the average true range, the liquidity zones, and of course our sucker move and pitchfork. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it helped you next time to make better trades. And by the way, if you have not subscribed to our weekly gains guide, we send each week a breakdown of all these important levels for the futures and our trading plan for free. So feel free to do so. It's right in the description below. I can't wait to see you back here on our channel again. Thank you so much for watching and bye for now.